What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi, my name's Kaylin. For today's video, we have my self-tanning routine. Now that the pools are closed, it's kind of that time where we're all gonna start losing our tan. We're moving into fall and winter, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, I feel so much better when I have a tan on. My confidence level goes from like here to here. So I actually self-tan all year round. I like to have a nice glow. I think tans are great for every single day, but also for like any events that you have to go to. It's always nice to be a little bit tan without ruining your skin, but it is a little bit more of a hassle than like going and laying in a bed, but it's definitely worth it. Save your skin, have a good tan. But yeah, so that's what today's video is going to be. I'm going to walk you through step by step how I self-tan. I've been doing this for years now. I think I perfected it. I've gone through a lot of phases where we don't want to talk about that. I've just had a lot of bad tanning experiences that I'm trying to save you guys from making the same mistakes I did, so hopefully this video helps you. But without further ado, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's hop right into it. So I'm sure you guys probably already know the tan that I'm going to be using. It is the Loving Tan 2 Hour Express. I have mine in the shade medium. I've tried so many different tanning brands, and honestly, like even when I was in college, I would still splurge on Loving Tan because it honestly just blows other brands away when it comes to self-tanning. I also actually reached out to Loving Tan and got a discount code for you guys, so you guys can use code KaylanK for a free applicator mitt, which is really exciting. But before we hop into the tan, we need to talk about the prep, because the prep is honestly what a lot of new people think they can skip, including myself. I thought I could skip it, but don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. Basically, before you tan, you need to prep your skin, you need to take a shower, you need to exfoliate and shave. So you want to make sure that you shave, and then you also want to get something like this. This is an exfoliating mitt. Just put your hand in it. This one's by Loving Tan, and you just use it to exfoliate your entire body. Honestly, using a mitt makes it so easy because you just stick your hand in it, and then you just kind of go in circles and make sure to get all the dead skin off. This is really good if you already had an old tan on, to get all the old tan off before you apply the new. Like I said, don't skip this step. Basically, just think of it like painting. If the canvas isn't nice and smooth, if it's flaky, whatever, no matter how good the paint is, it's not gonna look that good. So think of your body as like a canvas. You wanna get it nice and smooth, get as much off your body as possible before applying your self-tan. Now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna stop talking so much and get into the tanning portion. I feel like I'm dressing on camera, but I do have a bathing suit on, obviously, for obvious reasons. So right before you apply your tan, what you wanna do is you wanna take some lotion, and I haven't even put any on yet, and you want to put it on all the areas where the tan would stick to. So if you have any dry patches, for me, my skin's not that dry, so I don't have to worry about like dry flakes, but if you have any dry patches, make sure that you're putting lotion there. But for me, I cover my hands in lotion, and I bring it about like down here around my wrist. And if I am going to tan my feet, I also apply it on my feet. A lot of people apply it on their elbows and on their knees. I've never had any issues with tan sticking there, but if you have dry elbows or dry knees, I would apply lotion there too. So they actually sent me over another applicator mitt. This is their deluxe applicator mitt. This is what you'll get free with, oh my gosh, my lotion hands. This is what you'll get free with code KaylanK. So I'm just gonna take this one out of the box, and we're gonna use a fresh one for today. So let's get some on the applicator mitt. We're gonna start with that much, I would say is good. I apply it on my chest first. I just realized, you guys, I don't have a mirror in here. I'm literally using my camera monitor. But basically, you just want to take a pump and start applying it in circular motions. It's gonna look scary at first because it's so dark, but this is not the actual color of the tan. This is what's called a color guide. I'm gonna skip my neck for now. I'll tell you guys why in a second. And I'm just gonna kind of keep working down my arm. But the nice thing about Loving Tan is that it has a color guide, which obviously you guys can see the color guide. And what this does is it basically just like allows you to see where you've already tanned. It is darker than the actual tan, so that way you don't miss any spots. I've used tans that don't have a color guide, and literally if this was not filled in, I would have no clue where I tanned or not, and it's really easy to miss a spot. Also, another thing that I really like about Loving Tan is the actual color of it. It has a lot more olive undertones than like yellow or orange. I'm just starting once again. Basically what I'm doing is I'm tanning from like here up, and I'm gonna kind of get into like the bottoms of my arms in a second, and my neck. But yeah, Loving Tan actually uses high quality active ingredients to achieve that olive tone, so that way you avoid the yellow and orange look. They actually use ingredients called DHA and erythiols. I think it's called. I can't say that word. But basically they use those ingredients so that way it actually eliminates the yellow tones, and like I said, that's kind of what gives you the olive undertones. This part's pretty self-explanatory. You just kind of want to put a little bit on and just kind of work it into your skin. You want to make sure it's nice and blended out. I'm just going to kind of go over it. And like I said, I will show you guys how I do my neck. Also, for my armpits, what I do is I just kind of like blend it under. I never apply any on the mitt and then go in with my armpits. I kind of take whatever's left on there and I'll kind of go over them. And then if I need to, I'll kind of add a little bit more around the edges and then blend it in. Are you guys ready for some pro tanning hacks? First thing, I never tan small areas on my body with an applicator mitt. I always use a foundation brush like this one, or you can use like a kabuki brush, just any brush that's a little bit smaller and more dense. I always use this to tan my neck, the back of my neck, my hands, bottom part of my arms here, and my feet. So I'm just gonna put some on there and start on my neck. I don't tan my face personally. Loving Tan does have a face tan. I don't really ever tan my face. I have before, but I do have more sensitive skin. As I'm sure you guys can see, my skin is just like very just red and sensitive. So I personally do not tan my face. And so yes, when I don't have makeup on, my face is a lot more pale. Honestly, I just like, for some reason, I just don't really mind that because I usually have makeup on anyways if I'm going anywhere. So basically I'm just gonna kind of buff this in. Don't forget like behind your ears. You wanna kind of push it into your hairline too. I made that mistake before where I didn't really get in my hairline, and then when you have your hair up, you can see like your scalp and then the tan. So you wanna make sure you kind of push it into your hairline. Another pro tanning tip that I have is to only tan the areas that people are gonna see. So I always tan the back of my neck, always, and kind of down a little bit here because like if you wear a t-shirt, wherever, that's gonna show. But honestly, it saves you a lot of time and money and tan if you only tan the places that like people are gonna see. In the summer, I tan my whole body because I'm wearing shorts, I'm wearing tank tops, but in the winter, I only tan the top half of my body usually and the front half of my body. I never tan my back in the winter. I'll obviously tan the back of my arms, but no one ever sees my back. I always have like a sweatshirt on or a cardigan on. It's not really necessary. A lot of the times in the winter, I don't tan my back or my legs. I'll just tan my feet because my feet stick out of sweatpants. And to be honest, like I said, it'll save you a lot of time and money, but I will show you guys as best as possible in this small monitor how to tan your back by yourself. Always tan my hands last because I'm putting it back and forth in the mitt, and you just want to make sure that like your hands are the last thing that you do. So I'm gonna go ahead and tan the lower half of my arms, and then I will show you guys how I tan my back by myself. Also, don't forget your elbows. I can't tell you guys how many times I forgot to tan my elbows. It's just a place on your arm where you don't really like go over, so like you're just kind of tanning and it's really easy to forget your elbows, so make sure that your elbows are covered. All right, so now for the back. So what you want to do is you want to take some on your mitt and you want to start just getting as far back as you can that you can reach this way. It's kind of hard because we already tanned this, so I don't want to like grab it. That's another thing, is do not get this on the palm of your hands and think that you can just wash it off. If it gets on your hands, it's done, it's over. It's gonna tan, which kind of stinks, but you have to be really careful about that. So I'm just applying it back here, and then you want to do the same thing on this side. Just start working it around. And then we kind of have to get flexible. This is what I mean when I say like it's just a lot easier to have someone do it for you. It takes 2 seconds. Make sure you have a good amount of mousse on here. And you're just gonna reach around and kind of just wiggle it around. And you kind of have to check, see how it's looking, and then kind of go in and then blend out what you need to. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect in the sense of like it does kind of look streaky back there, but as long as it's covered, it's good. On the areas that show a lot more, I would make sure it's more blended. But for like this, as long as it's covered, it's gonna be fine. That's the nice thing. It's just the color guard that looks streaky, but the actual color of the tan is gonna look like nice and even. I'm literally out of breath from that, but basically you guys get the gist. Just basically go back and forth, just reach your arm back and get it, and then just kind of reach around on the sides, and you should get your back pretty good. Now for the hands, once again, we're gonna take this brush, we're gonna pump a little bit. I'm gonna pump like this much on it, I would say. Basically, I'm just gonna start with a little bit, and then if we need more, we can add more. I actually always start out like back here, like this, like get some of the tan off, and then kind of bring it up. I'm just gonna kind of go over my fingers like this. To make sure you get this part of your hand here. I made that mistake a lot of time, is leaving like this part of your hand and this part of your hand without a tan, and it does not look good. So basically, you're just gonna kind of go over your fingers. Then after this, we're gonna go in for some detail work. Basically, you wanna make sure that you get on the sides of your fingers and on your knuckles. So that way when you go like this, you don't have like white lines in here. I just kind of go finger by finger, kind of bend my finger, get in there, kind of get around it, gonna go in between my fingers here. I'm telling you, this little brush is a lifesaver when it comes to doing small areas like your neck your hands and your feet. The really nice thing about Loving Tan is it actually dries down really good, so it's not sticky. A lot of cheaper self tanners just like stay really sticky. The smell lasts the whole day and you can't really do anything or put anything on. The nice thing about Loving Tan, like I said, is that it dries down. So like if you wanted to get ready for the day, obviously you're gonna be very bronzed, but you can actually like get ready for the day, put your normal clothes on and go to work. I would be a little bit careful with that if you're gonna be sweating, because when you do sweat, no matter what tan that you have on, it kind of brings that tackiness back and can transfer. But if you're not gonna be sweating, if you're gonna be like in a cool environment, you can put regular clothes on. But since this is earlier in the day, I'm just gonna go put a big t-shirt on, some shorts, and kind of go about my day for a few hours until we can rinse this off. This does develop in 2 hours, but for me personally, I typically leave mine on for like at least 4. I just feel like, you know, you just get more like bang for your buck. I'm probably gonna leave this on for a little bit more than 2 hours, shower it off, and then we'll come back and finish the routine. So it is the next day. I showered yesterday and then I got so busy and then it was dark out, so I wanted to film this video when it was daytime out so that way the lighting was good, but it's actually pouring rain outside now, so I'm basically filming in the dark. So I'm sorry if the lighting is not great, but this is how my tan turned out. I did not put any face makeup on, so that way you guys can see the difference between my face and body. Like I said, when I do go out, when I am around people, I do put face makeup on, so pretty much all my foundation does match my body. It doesn't match my face. It's honestly, it's just personal preference if you want to tan your face or not, but this is how the tan turned out. I think it looks so good, you guys. My armpits are kind of dark because I shaved them yesterday. They need shaved today again, but this is how the armpits look. I think they look pretty good, pretty natural. This is how my back looks. I looked at it in the mirror and I thought it looked pretty good. Hopefully it looks good on camera, but that's how my back turned out. But yeah, I think everything's pretty much covered for the most part. But yeah, so this is a tan. Like I said, I did use the shade medium and I think it's perfect. It still gives you that golden glow. Also, these are what my hands look like. I did get a little bit too much right here. There is like a slight line, but it's nothing too crazy. And then this is what the front of my hands look like. I don't know, it doesn't really look like that in person, but it kind of looks like I forgot to tan my pinky. I promise though, it looks normal in person. It must be like the lighting on my pinkies right now, but I think they look pretty good. I'm telling you, use a little makeup brush and it makes all the difference. It makes it so much easier. So before I end the video, I just want to give you guys some like really quick tanning care tips. When you are showering this off, do not use soap again. I usually take that time to wash my hair and my face, but you do not want to use soap on your tan. It's going to slow down and stop the development of the tan. And then when you get out of the shower, you don't want to use moisturizer right away because once again, it can slow or stop the development of the tan. So when I get out of the shower, I normally put moisturizer just on my hands and feet because I don't care if the development stops on my hands because I don't want them too dark anyways. Then after that initial shower, you want to make sure that you're putting moisturizer on every single day, because after that, moisturizer will actually help prolong your tan because it's going to keep your skin nice and moisturized. Your skin's not going to get flaky. Also, when you do get out of the shower, make sure that you're not like rubbing yourself dry. When you have a tan on, you want to make sure you pat yourself dry. Once again, don't do anything too like hard on your skin, because the harder you are on your skin, the quicker your tan is going to rub off. So make sure when you get out of the shower that you pat yourself dry with your towel. You don't just like rub yourself dry. But doing all these things, I would say my tan with Loving Tan lasts around 10 days. I would say 7 to 10 days. I would say typically it's around 10 days, which is a lot longer than other tans. And when it does start to fade, it fades really nicely. A lot of cheaper self tanners will last, I would say, around 5 days. So even though you are paying more for Loving Tan, you're actually saving money or like paying about the same for a better tan, just because it is lasting pretty much about double the length, which is really nice too. Hope I covered everything. I feel like this video is going to be super long for a self tanning routine, but like I said, I wanted to make sure that I covered every single thing I could think of so that way you guys don't make the same mistakes I did. But I really hope you guys enjoy the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.